This is Bendu, and thank you very much to see our video. Today is 2020, May 20th. Today we are going to continue to discuss about semi-trailer. And today we are going to talk about the Lowbed semi-trailer. So what is a Lowbed semi-trailer? Let's have a look. This is a Lowbed semi-trailer, and it is intended to carry the big machinery and special equipment, which the deck is quite low from the ground, so when the trailer go over to the bridge or some other road, it will not make the total height be over to the bridge height. You can see some pictures of different type of lowbed, and this is one type of the terminal lowbed, which some of our friends keep asking us to do one of special episode to discuss and explain what type of details we could do and how many details we should pay attention if we purchase those type of lowbed. We shall do those different type of lowbed in the future videos. And today we are going to give you a rough figure of what lowbed looks like. Let's have a look. When we talk about the lowbed, we always see the different type of use, such as this. People are carrying the big machinery on the flatbed, but it is quite low deck, and fasten them. And this something like this, carrying big and heavy machinery from the construction field to the other area. So we can have many different type of lowbed, but how to tell how to categorize them and how to know what type of lowbed is good for your needings. It depends on what type of use you are going to use. You need to consider what type of cargo you are going to carry. So if it is special, it is over length. If it is overweight, we need to discuss different type of design. This is one of the drawing to show the trailer itself, and also with the prime mover and also with the cargo. So with this type of drawing, you can easily tell what type of semi-trailer you are going to need. And we also have a lot of different type of lowbed, such like this. This is a lowbed which is used to transport very heavy cargo. It does not even have a bed. It's just the two type of trailer and merged together. Something like this. You will have a lot of axles to carry a huge concrete modular or huge cylinder for the windmill blade or the windmill cylinder, or the chemical things, or the windmill generator, something like that. And to have more capacity, people usually have a small trailer in front of the lowbed semi-trailer to give it more payload, such like this. They put one small trailer in the front and then a lowbed in the rear, so they could carry and load more weight on the deck because you have more wheels on the ground and to distribute the load. And also you can have the lowbed from to load the cargo from the front. like this one. You can remove the gooseneck and you can extend the deck. After you remove the gooseneck, the ramp in the front will spread, and then you can load the cargo to the deck. Here is more pictures, like how could we protect the engine in the top. This is a drawing of how the lowbed looks like. And also you can have a lowbed which the gooseneck is a ramp itself, like this. It has a cylinder in the under the gooseneck. When you are using it, it just turns to a ramp like this. You can load the trailer from the front to the deck, and then it becomes the gooseneck again. It's quite fancy, but the price is also very expensive. This we call it a teal deck, with a lot of design. Most of the time it's used for the agriculture field. This is a low deck skeleton chassis without the deck to carry special containers and overhead product. We have 2-axle lowbed. This is 2-axle lowbed with 2 axle, and the 2-axle is because the payload of the trailer is not very heavy, so you can use 2-axle only. And we also have a 3-axle lowbed. The 3-axle lowbed is quite similar like the 2-axle lowbed, just to have 1 more axle and 4 more tires. So you have a 3-axle lowbed here with many different types of design. And we also have the 4-axle lowbed. The 4-axle lowbed has 2 types. One is we call it like this. We call it the small short axle in one line. 2 axles in one line. Here are 2 axles, and in one line it has 2, 4, 6, 8 tires, one line. In this picture, you can see more clear from this side of the view. You can see the tires here. They're very easy to. You can see also easy to see from the top. This is 1 axle, 2, 3, 4. So it is a 4-axle. Let's see the drawing. So you can see the drawing from here. It is quite easy to see. Here is 1 axle, 2 axle, 3, 4, 4-axle. And also another type of the 4-axle trailer we can see from the drawing, like this one. You can see it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4-axle, same like the 3-axle we were checking. Same like the 3-axle, just 1 axle more in the front or in the rear. Let's see if we could find a picture of it. Here. This is a 4-axle lowbed, and this is also a 4-axle lowbed. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a 4-axle. We also have a 5-axle. It's yeah, it's just the same like the 4-axle. It's too long, and we cannot get the whole picture very easily. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5-axle. Same, we have 6-axle. 6-axle. Here's some production pictures, and let's see if we could find any pictures. Yeah, it's the same like the 4-axle. It has 2 types. This type is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 axle. You can also find it's hard to see here. So 1, 2, 3, and it's also 6 axle, but 3 line. You can also have 7 axle if you really want to design it. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 axle to make sure that you have enough wheels to touch the ground and spread the payload. There is a 8 axle just with 4 line. Of course, the 8 axle is very harsh to do the same like the 2 and 3 axles. If you make 8 axle to touch the ground, the tire in the front axle is going to be consumed very fast. Same here, we also have the 10 axles. It's like the drawing here. You can have 10 axles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's just 12. Sorry. Calculated wrong. This is the 10 axle. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 10 axles. So you can understand how it really looks like. And we also have a specialized semi-trailer. It can carry different type of product if you need it. It's specially designed. And also the low-bed semi-trailer is usually used to carry the tanks and very heavy equipment. So after that, we shall have more episodes to discuss more detailed semi-trailer, something like the tank semi-trailer we were saying, or something like the trailer we were checking is something like this. It's a special low bed in the terminal. We will have another episode to discuss it. But today we are going to have a rough figure how the semi-trailer, low bed semi-trailer looks like. Okay, let's back to the spare parts of the low bed semi-trailer. So the most important spare parts of the low bed is the ramp. The ramp, you can easily see it from the rear of the low bed. This is the spring type ramp. It's made to load the product from the ground to the deck. You can easily see the spring here. Let's see a video. This is an operation video. I'm operating the ramp, so try to be careful. Okay, and this is I lift the ramp. This is built in our factory because we made it easier. This is in the evening. I was testing another one. So the ramp, you need to use people or forklift to do the operation. But you can also use the hydraulic system, such like this. You can use it to operate it by the hydraulic equipment, like this. This is moving fast, or like this, and try to increasing the height of the ramp. So you don't have to do it manually, but first you need to unlock the safe. That's how it works. And also there are many other parts, such as the rear support landing gear. Sometimes you need to make sure the rear part is being reinforced to the ground when you are loading some heavy equipment, such like a bulldozer. Or sometimes you need to have the spare tire in the front, or the toolbox in the front, and you need to put the drop side in the front to make sure the loading deck is higher. here is the ramp from the lower deck to the upper deck. Some rope hook. Here is the bottom. You need to have the maintenance hole here, and to do the operation of the braking line and electricity line. This is kingpin. We have discussed it. And you also need to extend from the length. You need to extend. When you extend it, you need the electricity line or the braking line also extend with itself. Otherwise, you cannot brake and it would be no light. This is how we are doing the extending in our factory. So this is the extending beam in our factory. And also the length. And also we have the waist extending equipment, such like this. You can see it's extend the waist from the left and right side to make sure the loading deck is wider than before. So when you are putting the heavy machine, the wheel trick of the heavy machine, it is usually over than 2.5 meter. If your Lowbed semi-trailer waist from here to here is just 2.5, the big machinery wheel is going to be drop off to the deck. It is going to be very hard to unload it. So we need the left and right extension from the bottom. It has two types. And one type is using the square tube to build inside the side beam. Another side is like this. It's like a flange. It's like a wing. It can go back to the side beam to make sure it is the same waist, like 2.5 meter. When you extend it, it can extend 250 millimeter each side or 500 millimeter each side. If you extend requirement is 500 millimeter each side, we require to do this type because this type is more stronger. Of course, you can put a container locks to your Lowbed too, but sometimes, as you know, the gooseneck is higher, so you might need some device like this to make sure the rear container casting is landing to this type of gear. This is how we mount the tires to the Lowbed. Okay, after we checking the Lowbed, let's see how we are going to transport them from China to the other countries. Usually we do the brick bulk type. Let's see if we have a Lowbed here like this. This is how we put the 2 units of Lowbed. This is how we put the 2 units of the Lowbed to one bundle. Because it's too heavy, you cannot put 3 in one package. But sometimes you can pack it with a flatbed because flatbed is lighter. Something like this. You can pack a Lowbed, 2 Lowbed, and with one flatbed by the tire removing, so it would not overheight. This is how it looks like from the rear. If you are ordering different type of the Lowbed, you can also make sure it's okay to do, because as you can see from the picture, our client ordered the bottom trailer has a longer loading deck, but the middle one has a shorter loading deck, but it carrying the heavy cargo, so it has a full axle here, and also the top one has even shorter the loading deck. This is how we do the transportation to our client. Of course, Of course, if our client has a capability to assemble them together, we can do the SKD, something like this. We just don't weld the gooseneck to the deck. After it arrives, your engineer and your mechanic need to assemble them together just by welding the gooseneck to the deck. This is how we load it to the containers. The reason we designed this is trying to save the shipping cost, so you can only use one container to ship two type of the lowbed to your factory. Then you can assemble them together by yourself. I think this is enough to do the overview of what is lowbed, and we are almost going to through all type of the semi-trailer during a couple of videos to introduce our product. If you have any questions, or if you have anything you want to discuss with us, please welcome to leave us a message at below or give us an email. Thank you very much, and hope to see you later.